Hello Year 7, here's the introduction to our next project. The theme is colour theory. If we were in school we would be exploring colour mixing and paint. We'll still be doing this when you return to school, but we thought it'd be quite nice to do some photography and have some fun exploring colours. This challenge is going to run over your next 3 lessons, and for each lesson we're going to give you a primary and a secondary colour. And for each lesson we're going to ask you to create 2 photographs. Make sure you watch the video, read the task and have a look at the examples that we've given you for inspiration. We want to see how imaginative and creative you can be in your choice of items. But if you have a colour, for example blue, your items can be any shade of that colour, be it light, dark, pale or a different shade of blue. It doesn't matter how many items you can find, just go and find as many as you can, but make sure you tidy everything up after you've finished. And more importantly, have some fun. So the task, we're doing a rainbow photography challenge. We're going to explore colour theory through the medium of photography. As I've said, each week you're going to be given 2 colours and you're going to try and find as many objects in that shade of colour as you can. So what do you need to do once you've got all these objects together? You're going to arrange them on the floor around your head because you're going to lie down. If you can, possibly even wear that colour too, or find something that you could wrap around your shoulders. Somebody else is going to need to take the photograph of you from above, and it's going to be these photos that you're going to hand in, 1 for each colour. We're really excited to see what you do because we're hoping to create an exhibition of all these pictures in school to show your exploration of colour. So, the type of photography that we're going to explore is something called flat lay. Now, flat lay is simply an image that's shot directly from above. So, it's like a bird's eye view of the arrangement of objects. So, how are you going to take a good flat lay photograph? To start off with, you're going to need to shoot from above. So, whoever's going to take the photograph of you needs to be directly above you. If you can, try and use some natural light from a window so that your picture isn't too dark, and make sure the person taking the picture doesn't cast a shadow over you. You need to make sure you can fit everything in the shot, so you might need to rearrange things, and it's really important that you keep your phone flat and parallel to the floor when you take the picture. This is a way of making the photograph looking flat, hence the name a flat lay. Take a few test shots and have a look at them. Then if you need to, keep moving your items around until it looks just right. So I'd like to introduce those of you that don't know Mr. Line and his quick video in how to take a colour flat lay photo.
Create a colour flat lay photo. A how-to video. In this video I will show you how to create a colour flat lay photo like the examples and give you tips on creating and taking your photo. Part 1. Collecting items. Before you start arranging anything, you will need to collect together a pile of items of the right colour. Have a think about your own belongings, toys, books, clothing, etc. that match the colour you are looking for. Blue, like. Have a look around the house for objects of the right colour. Ask to borrow items from family members. Please don't just help yourself to objects, especially if they're valuable, sentimental or fragile. Part 2. Arranging your items. Before arranging, it's important to think about where you take your photo and how much light that area gets. You want your colour flat lay photo to pop, and for that to happen, you need light. Find a large enough area to be able to lay out your items, but make sure it's somewhere that gets enough natural light. Think about the time of day you are taking your photo too. It can be the difference between a dark and dreary photo or a photo that really shouts colour. Blue! Once you've found a good area, you can start arranging your items. Avoid plonking your collection down in the middle, as this won't lead to a very good outcome. Instead, start laying out your items one by one to fill the space. Remember to leave an area in the top centre of your frame to lie down in. In this example, I've used a blue cushion for where I will place my head. As you can see, this is a much better outcome than the previous one. The items are arranged with care and nearly fill the frame. While this is a good outcome, it could be improved further. You will notice the gaps where you can see the carpet between items. To improve on this, try laying out some background material of the right colour first. This could be a towel, bed sheets, or items of clothing. This will help to avoid seeing any of the gaps between items. With your items all arranged, it's nearly time to take your photos. You'll need to have a think about the clothes you're wearing. Much better. Part 3. Taking your photos. In this section, I'll give you some tips on how to take the perfect photo. You may want to show it to the person who's helping you. First of all, we would like you to take your photos in portrait orientation, similar to how you might hold your phone when taking a selfie. Please don't take them in landscape. Secondly, you'll need to think about the angle you take your photos from. The camera should be pointed straight down towards your layout, otherwise known as a bird's eye view. If your photo is taken from a different angle, not only will your items look different, but the background might not look as full. It might also not be a very flattering portrait. The third thing you need to think about is composition. Where you are in the frame of the photo. You should aim to be at the top and in the centre of your photo. The photo should only show you from chest to head, leaving enough space to be able to see all of your items around you. To get the best outcome, you will want to take more than one photo. Ask someone to help with taking the pictures. Remember, they need to take the picture from directly above you and avoid standing in the light, casting any shadows over the area. Once you've taken your first few photos, have a look at them, decide if there are any items you want to move, and take a few more. Part 4. This is probably the most important part, and I think the people you live with would be inclined to agree. The tidy up. Now that you've got enough good quality photos taken, and before you start choosing which photo to hand in, it's important that you tidy up after yourself. As with all good art projects, there is always stuff to tidy, and in this project there is more than usual. Put back items neatly where they belong, replace them where you got them from. Phew. Part 5. Handing in your work. Now you've put everything away, it's time to decide which photo you're going to hand in. Please avoid editing or changing your photo. We'd rather have your photo as it was taken, showing the natural colours. Please also avoid adding any comic filters, as we'd like to use your work for a display. Your teachers are looking forward to seeing your colourful outcomes, so please hand your photos into the Google Classroom assignments by the deadlines. Thanks for watching.
We want you to make sure you watch that video and listen to Mr. Lyne's hints and tips for taking your photo. But obviously at the end of it, you might still have some questions about the work and what we're asking you to do. If you do, start off by re-watching the video, read the information, and if you're still struggling, make sure then you join the live start of your lesson, and there will be a link in your classroom stream at the time of the week that you would normally have art. So let's have a look at some examples. So the colours that we're going to be looking at this week, your primary colour is going to be blue. So we can see here we've got a young person, they've got a blue jacket on, even got a blue mask, and they've found lots of different things. So they've got clothing, bottles, food packaging, they've got a teddy bear, some books. So it's about looking for things. There's even a bag of flour. Here's Mr. Lyne with his blue image. So you can see all the items that he has in his house. A lot of music there. I think when we get to see your pictures, we might get a little bit of a sense of things that you're interested in and things that you like doing. The other colour then we'd like you to do this week is green. So obviously this person couldn't find a green top, but they have got a green headband. Again, we've got food packaging, washing up. There's even an avocado in there. We've got some children's toys, there's a magazine, a Rubik's Cube, children's items. So just be creative, have a look as to what you can find. And here is Mr. McGee's son, Finlay, in his dinosaur outfit with loads of green items. So just try and find as many as you can. So this week's colours are blue and green, and we really look forward to seeing the two pictures that you hand in.